Good evening. Herman Bob here, coming to you from guess it would be my office. That's my record player there. It plays records. They're big, thin plastic things, that vinyl things. I like to listen to them. My favorite Christmas record of all time is called Bursting Out by Jethro Tull. I don't think it's got any really Christmas songs. Oh, it's got Green Sleeves on there. A little bit of that. But I got that album at Christmas time, and I played it till the next Christmas. And then every Christmas after that, I play it, and it just feels like Christmas. It's one of many things. But what I wanted to say is today was Pearl Harbor Day, the day that the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, sneak attack. And I just watched a movie called Tora, Tora, Tora. I thought I'd seen all the movies about Pearl Harbor, but I'd never seen that one. And I realized I hadn't seen that one. And I always got close to seeing it, but I didn't want to because something in my mind was saying that, oh, it's no good or something like. I don't know what it was. But it came out in the '70s, early '70s, and today I was trying to figure out a good movie to watch, and I found a YouTube channel where a guy was telling you what the top five or something best Pearl Harbor movies are, and I'd seen them all that except for Tora Tora Tora. My favorite of all time, and I've seen it many times, is called In Harm's Way with John Wayne, and Henry Fonda's got a part in there, and Kirk Douglas got a huge part in there, and it's that's a great Pearl Harbor movie. Well, anyway, this guy was kind of rating them and telling about it. And says they took a lot of they made up a lot of side stories and stuff, just followed it. It was pretty close. But he said the best one that was ever made that was closest to what really happened was called Tora, Tora, Tora. And I said, oh, I thought to myself, that's interesting. I always heard it was terrible. And he says it got a bad rap when it came out. And the big problem was Roger Ebert, huge film critic for the Chicago something newspaper, and he used to be on that thing with Gene Siskel where they review movies. But anyway, he didn't like it, and the guy that was talking today just said that the only thing that anybody's ever kind of wondered why some people didn't like it was because it was filmed from the Japanese perspective of them getting ready to do the dirty deed, and the American perspective from being kind of lackadaisical, not believing it was going to happen. That's why it happened. But the Japanese, whenever they spoke, instead of like dubbing in English or something, it was always in the drop down at the bottom, where they print the words. I can't think of the name of that. Subtitles. There you go. Is that what they call them? Anyway, so you had to read. Anytime the Japanese were speaking, you had to read to find out what they were saying. And since it was like a 50-50 thing, 50% of the Japanese doing it, 50% of the Americans, there was a lot of reading to do. So this guy figured, or he said that a lot of people have wondered why it got the bad rep when it came out was because of that. They didn't like reading subtitles, which is stupid. It was a fantastic movie. Oh my God. There's part of me that goes, I wish I would have seen it sooner, but the other part of me is going, it's like a brand new movie to me, and it was excellent, and it stayed pretty close to the story. And the one thing he said that has never been confirmed, but it's where Admiral Yamamoto, I guess, is the head guy from the Japanese, said after it happened, he they didn't catch uh, the the aircraft carriers. The big thing that they wanted to do was put the Pacific Fleet for the United States completely out of business. They knew it would take a year to replace everything, and they desperately needed to get the aircraft carriers. But God smiled on the Americans, I guess, smiled on us, and sent the Japanese or the aircraft carriers out to sea, and they were nowhere to be found. So, but they did do a significant amount of damage to all the battleships and stuff. But the big thing they did was they they woke up with what the movie said. We woke up a sleeping giant, and the sleeping giant's going to get his resolve, or something like that, you know. But no one ever really heard him say that. I guess it's been, but I heard that the sleeping giant woke up the sleeping giant many times. So it's been rumored for many years. But anyway, it was so good, and the thing that about it is, you know, in harm's way, the John Wayne version of what happened, uh, some of uh, the battle scenes and stuff, you could tell they were like model ships floating around a bathtub or something almost. I mean, they weren't that good, but this was just incredible. There was real ships, real planes, real everything, and they didn't have any AI back then to make these scenes up. And he said that the backstory on some of the scenes where they had stuff happen that just almost killed their crews, you know, their stuntmen and stuff. And you know, like I think an airplane crashed into a hangar, and they hadn't planned that, but they wrote it into the script because they filmed it. And oh man, all of it was very real. It was so good. It was so good, so good, so good. I can't recommend it enough. So if you want to see a really good version of what happened uh, leading up to Pearl Harbor and the day of Pearl Harbor, this movie is brilliant. It's over 2 hours long. They have an intermission in the middle, just like they used to have at movie theaters years ago, where they stop the movie and send you out to the lobby to buy more popcorn, I guess. Uh, and they'd have music playing with a stupid picture up there on the screen the whole time while it was during intermission. And then you come back on. But of course, you can fast forward on streaming it. And I think that's going to do it. So bless everybody that lost somebody at Pearl Harbor. It's pretty much, I don't think there's any survivors left. Was it 70? It was probably 80 years ago. So there's probably children of people whose parents died there. But bless them all. It was a terrible, terrible thing. So, okay, that's it. See you next time. Bye bye.